Hello, what is up guys? EvilDoUsHarm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the most recent patch, the Kingdom of Black Desert, on May 15th of 2025, going over all the events, as well as major changes, that way you don't miss a thing. This week's patch brings a singular little event and a couple little tweaks, so we should go through it pretty quickly, and at the end I'll tell you where I've been running away and hiding to for the last, month since the last video came out. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it and start off with the events like we do every single week. And again, there is really only one event this time around. To get to it, escape key on the keyboard, reward, Festival Black Spirits Adventure, this event right here. So we have a new Black Spirits Adventure board right here, and it has some pretty cool rewards in it if we look at the event page itself. In order to play the Black Spirits Adventure, you're going to need some dice, and to get those, you'll get them from the challenges menu from logging in. You can also accept a weekly quest from the Black Spirit, so after I finish this little fishing minigame real quick, bring out the Black Spirit, head over to the quest tab, over to the event section, and you will see an event. Off I go on my adventure quest line right here. Talk to the Black Spirit with the chat menu to complete it. Then go back to the quest tab. In the event section, you're going to see a few different ones, either combat, gathering, or fishing. So catch 50 yellow fish, gather fairy breasts while gathering for 70 of them, or defeat 2,000 monsters will give you a 6 dice box to let you get 6 different die. I'm going to pick the fishing one just because I've been setting up an AFK fishing. But yeah, so definitely accept that quest once a week to be able to do that. Next week, May 23rd, you're going to get another box of the special die right there. And then as an added little bonus, the 530% scrolls have been reset from this as well. So for this one, you have specific dice that are going to give you specific values on the board, so it is definitely worth considering where you're at on this board itself and relative to the different rewards that you want to receive. Every 7th option is 100 cronstones, so definitely want to be trying to aim for those. But there's other stuff along the way that's valuable, like Origins of Dark Hunger, Enhancement Help Kits, a whole bunch of different stuff in here, right? There's Invice of Vox plus 90 if you like enhancing stuff. Lots of different options along the way that you'll want to consider picking up. But I'm just going to pick up this 6th one right here, grab it, and just kind of show you how to use it. Go into your inventory to consume the dice to put it into your Black Spirits Adventure. Escape key on the keyboard, head over to the Festival Black Spirits Adventure. You'll see your dice there. You can just roll it. You'll get exactly what it rolls, and you'll move out and grab your items. So pretty straightforward. Neat little event to pick up some cool stuff. It's running for a couple of weeks, so definitely want to take advantage of it. The next event, notice that they threw out, is for an event coming out next week, so we'll cover it again next week, but there's going to be some cool login rewards, so yeah, cool login stuff. But that's it for the events. We can now move into the patch notes themselves, and the patch notes have a couple of changes to some classes, some new little features, fixes, and things like that. First things first, on the classes, Tamer's getting a 6% accuracy buff, and it's getting removed from skills that you'd have to use in your rotation, so 6% flat buff to the Tamer, which is nice for those of you that play it. Then we have a couple little movement tweaks to Striker, movement tweaks to Corsair, Sage little, change to the way the combo flows, and then a couple little bug fixes and, cosmetic-y type changes to some classes here. So that's it on the class changes side. We then got into the life skill stuff, or the life skill buffs, improvements, changes, things like that. Hunting, you can now reload while you're sprinting, which is pretty cool. Pressing the Q key while moving will immediately put you into crouch, which is also a nice little quality of life improvement. Reloading after you do a roll animation is faster, so for those of you that are trying to min-max your hunting, you can do it a little bit faster right there. So nice little quality of life improvement to the hunting life skill right down the line there. For training, you get some improvements to the way that the horses follow you after you've tamed a horse. So if you get a horse tamed and run away from it, it'll follow you a little bit closer, and it'll also teleport you immediately as well, which is nice if you get too far away. Then there's some improvements in the minigame itself to make it a little bit easier to play, or a little bit more friendly, which is neat. Weekly fishing contest gets a little tweak after its addition from the patch a couple of weeks ago. So the scoring is based on Monday through Saturday. Again, another change that happened a couple weeks back that I didn't cover, Carrick Auto Fishing, was introduced a while ago, so you can have your fisher, sailor people do fishing off of your boat. You can now select which fish they discard automatically while they're doing their automatic fishing, which is a nice quality of life improvement there as well. The names and titles for the different chat groups have been adjusted. This one happens every once in a while. Nice little thing for those of you that are very frequent chatters in there. We then have some changes to alchemy boxes, and this is an interesting one. I haven't done any math to see if this is valuable or an improvement or anything like that, but my gut tells me it has to be better than it was before. Essentially, a bunch of the different boxes that you can use for the Guru levels is actually all of the levels, so there's ones for all of them. They just only have the Guru one advertised. I have a reduction in the number of items that you need to produce that box. So ultimately should be reducing the total cost to make these boxes right now. Hopefully that brings them into a bit more profitable type situation for those of you that do alchemy. Nice little quality of life improvement on that side. Other thing is that alchemy ingredients, such as the river waters, as well as a bunch of other drafts and elixirs and things like that, have had their weights reduced, which also makes it, again, a little easier to do alchemy for when you're crafting the alchemy items or when you're just out grinding and want more weight space, a little bit less for those different buffs that you use while you're out grinding. If you had any pro boxes on your account, they've been teleported to the idle storage, so if you're wondering where your pro boxes went, idle storage, definitely want to check that out. Then a couple little like quality of life type things that aren't super crazy up there for the rest of the way down. Into the quest section, there have been a whole series of new quests added for the various life skills. So, alchemy, cooking, hunting, and taming all have a new series of quests, training rather, but taming horses is the objective. So each of these have new quests that trigger through certain, like, I guess, events that'll occur. So like the bonus quest for your skilling while you're doing your cooking or alchemy or things like that. Instead of crafting the certain items and getting certain rewards, you now craft certain items and you get even more rewards than the last time. So a little improvement there for more bulk obtaining of the various items, which is cool. Across the board on the 2 crafting ones. For training, taming a wild horse will give you certain bonuses as well. And then on the hunting section, it's similar. Hunt a certain amount of the different animals to get different tokens and concentrated gems, which is, again, pretty nice across the board. Little improvements to those bonus quests that you pick up for the various life skills. In the open world game world here, we have some changes to the map, so making it a little easier to grind in different locations. Not too crazy there. Node and Conquest Wars get some tweaks as well, so the gates that would add a timer to the defense have been removed, and forgive me because I don't do any PvP in this game. I do my best to summarize it though, but for the outer and inner gates when they're destroyed, you don't have a defensive time increase when those things happen. And then there's changes to different tiers for the various Conquest field HQ type things and buildings that are available in that. And the rewards for all these different PvP activities have been adjusted a little bit as well. So for those of you that are into the PvP stuff, definitely something to check out. UI gets a couple little tweaks, a little icon to show people when you're a newer player in the little chat groups. You can search for different fish a little bit easier in the fish menu. If you have the color-assisted game mode available or enabled, the red names next to enemy players has now been switched to an orangish yellow, so it should be a little easier to see red versus green there. And then beyond that, nothing else too crazy with this patch. So that pretty much covers the majority of the stuff that is in the game right now. And now for a little bit of an update on where I've been and running away to. So I have gotten sick 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the last 3 months, where I've been out for work for like 2 weeks at a time and just having a miserable time with that. My birthday was last weekend, and I turned 30, so I'm the big 3-0, which is real exciting. Before that, there wasn't actually even a patch for Black Desert. The May 8th patch didn't really have anything, so I was like finally able and ready to start like doing content and stuff again right before my birthday, but there was nothing to really cover on it. I do have a ton of videos that I need to make, which I could have done, but hey, figured start fresh right now, May 15th, 30, new Levi, new time to go. Yeah, all excited with all that. Yeah, and then obviously other games have come out and that I've been playing as well. Baldur's Gate Patch 8 came out, been excited to try that and play that a little bit. Picked up Star Rail again, started playing that one pretty crazily. Used to do that a couple of times on stream. But anyway, guys, yeah, I plan to make more content. I'll be back around and making stuff, so don't worry, I haven't run away. I've seen a lot of comments coming through about stuff that needs updates, guide reworks, and all that sort of stuff. One of the first guides, or one of the guides that I'm going to be working on here very shortly, is going to be a fishing remake. My last fishing guide, I believe, is 2022, 2023. And obviously the fishing life skill's been reworked a bunch since then to where it's absolutely insane. I've been doing AFK fishing while I've been sick or playing other games. I've made 20 billion silver probably in the last month. I just haven't dumped my inventory out here of just setting up AFK fishing overnight. So, like, it's crazy the amount of money you make from this. Definitely a video that needs to get re-put out there. So, that'll probably be the next big, like, content-related one. And yeah, guys, I guess thank you so much for the continued support. I really look forward to seeing you at the next YouTube video. Live streams over on Twitch, wherever I happen to see you all. Thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you. Peace.